When I met Michael Jordan for the first time, I literally couldn't believe it was him. I couldn't believe it. Like, people, I felt the dude looked like Jesus Christ to me. He looked like he was Black Jesus to me. Nobody could tell me anything different.
We are controlling transmission.
WRTS After Party. We run the station.
So let's get into it, man. Welcome to WRTS, the After Party, Uninterrupted's reaction show. For the last 5 weeks, we've recapped every episode of The Last Dance. And for this episode, we have a king-size finale, man. I'm your host, Paul Rivera. You already know who I'm rocking with. Back by popular demand. The man was supposed to be on one episode. The fans called for it. Maverick Carter is joining us for the fifth and final episode. Maverick, what's up, baby?
What's up? I'm back. 4 episodes later. I was supposed to only be on for one, but they keep voting for me. So I gotta, as I forgot which wrestler would say, I gotta give the fans what they want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mav is like, he's keeping the Ali legacy going. He's the people's champ right now. You gotta keep it going.
I was supposed to be out a month ago. I've been in this for a month.
And our other guest obviously needs no introduction, man. But, someone like this guy, LeBron James, every weekend's a big weekend. But you're coming off an incredibly big weekend. You just led an epic graduation night alongside President Obama. Want to talk about that a little bit, what that meant to you?
I mean, it meant everything to me, man. I think if you looked at any of the social posts that I posted throughout this weekend, to be able to put something together with the class of 2020, obviously we're living in uncharted territory times right now. And, I can remember when I was a senior in high school, if my graduation or my senior year or anything would have been taken away from me being in the classroom, being around my classmates, being around my teammates, how defeated I may have possibly felt at that point in time. So for myself and Spring Hill and, so many great people, to be able to put a show together like that represent the class of 2020 was something that I would never forget. And for me to be able to have another people's champ in Barack Obama come on and say the things that he said at a time where we all need a little sense of comfort, a sense of healing, a sense of motivation, along with all the other guests, I think it was perfect timing.
Yeah, I got to say, obviously our company pulled that together, which was amazing with amazing partners from Lorraine Jobs and XQ and Down and Dusted who helped us produce it, and all the amazing talent from Corday to Chica to the Jonas Brothers. It was amazing. And I just sat there and I was thinking about it. Like, obviously my high school graduation was for all of us, our high school graduation was a really long time ago now. I mean, considering we're here with gray beards and shit, but that was a graduation ceremony that if you were a 2020 senior, you will absolutely remember. You had LeBron James, the host, and Barack Obama giving the commencement speaker, among many other people entertaining. And that's the one thing I love about sport is sport teaches you in the human condition that the comeback is possible.
Yeah, and to add on to that, Mav, it's like, when you're a high school senior, you know that you're now stepping into adulthood, and a thought goes into your mind of saying, will we be forgotten? Will people remember us? And now, the class of 2020, everyone in the world will always remember the class of 2020 because of not only how great they are, but because of the times that we're in. So we will never, ever forget the class of 2020. They will never be forgotten. So for them to have that, it means a lot going on to their next stage in life.
Speaking of never being forgotten, man, The Last Dance is officially in the books, man. We just saw episodes 9 and 10.
Sad times.
Yeah, man.
Time. Can we cheers? Can we cheers to the players? Can we please cheers
to The Last Dance, man?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
To Michael and the Bulls in The Last Dance.
So let me ask this. Bron, I want to start with you. I don't know about you, but during the commercials, I may have hit crossed over nobody, little spin move to the fridge, right? Did watching this doc inspire you? Man, I need to hoop, man. I really want to get after it.
What? Absolutely. Watching this doc, I mean, I'm sitting there watching my daughter walk across the room And she comes close to me, and I give her a little going right hard, slap her on the butt, let her fly by, and I leave that thing, and I leave it there. I leave it there. We all seen that. I'll leave it there. You know, she looking at me like, "What are you doing, Dad?" But you know, it's just a moment. That moment and those times, man, that I grew up on is something I would never forget.
It made me feel like, you know, as a hooper, that thing is always inside of you. Even, you know, I haven't played real competitive basketball in 20 years almost. But I still, as a hooper, you know, if I'm walking down the street, I air dribble and turn around. And,
absolutely. Don't get
you know,
crossed.
give the shoulder.
Don't get crossed.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just whatever. If I'm walking down the street or I'm walking down the hallway or the mall or something. But watching The Last Dance definitely gave me that feeling. But for me, Bron, it also gave me like the 16-year-old version of that feeling again. Like, damn, I want to go hoop and really get up and down and play. Not even like, so for you, 17 years in, you now a pro, but did it reinvigorate you in a way like that 12-year-old LeBron again? Like, damn, this is part of the reason you play basketball is because of Michael Jordan.
No, absolutely. Like right now, usually, you know, the summertime is when I kind of get extra motivated. And the reason I say that is because, you know, yes, we're supposed to be in the playoffs, but I tell them about just the summertime. I get an opportunity to watch my son play. And going on that circuit, watching them play AAU ball, you like, wow, man, like it gets the juices reflowing again. Like, I'm like, wow, I want to get back out there and play right now. And now that we're not playing because we're suspended because of the pandemic, watching the Last Dance, you like, I'll play anywhere. We can really go outside in my driveway, and we can start a game right now. We can have shirts and skins. Let's go. Take it back to the block how we used to do it when we was growing up, and we could go right now. I mean, it's just that, like you said, Mav said he hasn't played, you know, in 20 years, but it doesn't matter. When the game of basketball is in you, it never ever leaves, and all it takes for you to see something, you know, visually, to make those juices flow again. And that's what The Last Dance has done for all of us.
You know, not just 9 and 10, the whole series. Is there anything that jumps out at you, you know, anything that you learned watching this series?
You know what? It's nothing that I learned over watching this series, because I'm a historian of the game. And I read about, you know, not only the individuals, but also the greatest teams of all time. So I know, you know, a lot about, you know, the conflict of interest as far as with Scottie and his contract. I knew about MJ and how, you know, he didn't get along with the front office in Chicago. I knew about Dennis and him missing practices and things of that nature. Did I know he missed the finals practice to go wrestle?
Let me ask you this. Just for a side note, I mean, at some level, I was watching that going like, I was feeling a little Allen Iverson like, practice? We really talk. I mean, Dennis just go out there and play hard and get 20 rebounds. I don't know. I mean, I kind of get Dennis's point. Like, he don't exactly need practice at game 99. You know, it's 90 games in.
And Dennis felt the same way. Obviously, Dennis felt the same way. And as a leader of the team, I would be like, Dennis, what the fuck are you doing? We need your presence. We need you here. But then he goes out and gets you 20 rebounds in the finals game. You're like, maybe this is working for Dennis. Let Dennis do what he do. You know, so just seeing the competitive drive, not only from Michael, but from Phil, from Scottie, you know, from Dennis, and everyone else. Even the opponents that he beat, from Reggie Miller, you know, to Patrick Ewing, to Charles Barkley, even their competitive drive as well, even though they didn't become out successful like Mike and the Bulls, but just that drive is something that is something that's uncanny.
The two things I would say, one of them was you see things like those players had the utmost respect for each other. When Michael comes out of the press conference, Carl and John are standing there after game 2 or 3 in 97 or 98. They're waiting to go up on the podium, shakes their hand. After 98, the Utah loses a tough series. Carl came on the bus and congratulated the team. Sportsmanship and respect are two things that have been in the game forever, since the beginning. But the thing I learned, and Bron, I would ask you this too, and Pete, you can speak on this, like, I learned and feel like I got cheated. I never heard Michael say he wanted to go for 7. Like, cause 6 is this like, it's this very symmetrical. His career is very symmetrical, right? They won 3.
Yep.
He took time off and they won 3 more.
Again, right.
So if they won 3 and 4, it would be a little asymmetrical. But to hear Michael say, absolutely, I wanted to go for 7. I feel like we should have went for 7. Phil would have signed up for 1 more. Steve this. We would have figured Scotty's thing out. That was news to me. I learned that. And I felt cheated. How did you feel, Bron? Going back to you as a kid then.
What? And you heard Mike say it in one of the episodes. I don't know what particular episode he said it. You know, he's sitting there talking to the media and he's talking about being on the pedestal. And Mike saying, if I'm going to let someone knock me off the pedestal, it's going to be me. It's not going to be the media. It's not going to be anybody else. So you like, damn, you know, Mike wins 6 in the fashion that he won 6. You know, does he go for it again and see if anybody can knock him off that pedestal of being not only the greatest player in the world, but also, you know, the greatest team at that point in time. So, you know, you definitely would have loved to see him go for 7. And it's like, you know, when we watched Mike, when we was watching him in the 98 finals, we like, he's nowhere near washed. And that's the word a lot of people use right now, like washed, or he's nowhere near to like being on his last leg. This motherfucker can still go. He's still the best player in the world. And I'm watching that in 98 at 14 years of age, like, wow, Mike's still the best player in the world at 35 years old.
Bron, I want to bring you back to you recently tweeted that when MJ retired in 93, 9-year-old LeBron.
Man, I was 9.
Talk about that a little bit, man. What his retirement in 93 meant to you and how it may have impacted you, if in any way.
Man, I'm smiling now, but I wasn't back in 93. You know, it didn't make sense to me. Like for me growing up in Akron, Ohio, all the hardships that I had to go through, you look for inspiration. You look for any inspiration you can. And usually people that's playing professional sports or people in the music industry is the ones that give you that inspiration to make you believe you can be anything you want. So, you know, I had, you know, Ken Griffey Jr. and Deion Sanders and a lot of other musicians, but Michael Jordan was kind of like that God. He was that angel sent from heaven that I kind of used him to help me get through some of the darkest days that I had. Even at, people say, well, you're only 9 years old, but you know, there's a lot of dark days, you know, when you grow up the way I grew up and you're part of a single parent household. So, you know, every other day, if I got an opportunity on WGN to watch Mike, it gave me another boost of life. You know, it made me feel that I can make it out of this situation. And when he decided to, you know, give it up after winning that 3rd title versus Phoenix, I felt like, what can I do? I don't know what to do. And I'm losing words right now thinking about it again. It's kind of resurfacing me as a 9-year-old. I'm like, okay, without Mike, what do I do now? Who's going to be my inspiration? And that brought tears to my eyes.
Mav, do you remember 93 when MJ retired?
Yeah, absolutely. I remember when MJ, I mean, we just talked about him retiring in 98 and feel like making us all feel like it was too early. So 5 years before that, it was clearly too early. And it was, and to Bron's point, just as a youngster, it was Mike was my favorite athlete amongst many athletes. I had a lot of, you know, I love sport like any other kid. Jerry Rice and Deion and Joe Montana. I loved them all. But it was just confusing. Like, wait, he is clearly the best, established himself as the best, and had won 3 championships. So it's like, of course, he's going to keep winning and winning and winning. That's what athletes do. And to see him quit, but on the doc, you know, I thought they did a great job of giving us that, like, it had just wore him out.
Great context. The
whole thing, all of it is just like, all of it that, you know, as a fan, you don't take into account the, like, can he win again? Family issues. His father had passed away. Like, it just all wore him down. Like, enough is enough.
Yeah, because like when you're a 9-year-old kid and you need inspiration from someone, they become your father, which I needed. They become your brother. They become your teammate. They become your pastor. they become your superhero. You know, it's like Batman and Michael Jordan for me when I was growing up. Those are the two best superheroes in the world. And I even remember the cartoon, what's it called? The All-Stars, Mav, with him, Wayne Gretzky, Bo Jackson. Yeah, like I remember that too, man. It was like one of my All-Stars is gone. Like, what am I going to do? Like, you know, so, you know, they become everything in your household. And it's definitely something that's unfair to that particular athlete. But as a 9-year-old, that's all I knew. So we didn't have the inside track on, you know, what was the real reason that he was giving it up. I felt like, you know, maybe I should give up too.
I don't know if many people remember this or heard it or if it was a real thing, but lockout year, there was actually grumblings that you might even consider playing a little football. And I don't know if you heard a coach you really respect recently, Coach Doc Rivers, said that he believes you could have been potentially the best football player to ever play the game. Was football ever even a thought for you during that year?
You know what, to be honest, PR, it actually was. Wow. I had no idea how long the lockout was going to be. And myself and my trainer, my man Sears, we really started to actually train to be a football player when it came to like October and November. We started to clock our times with the 40s. We started to add a little bit more in our bench presses and things of that nature. We started to add more sledding to our agenda with our workouts. And you know, Mike kept talking about, you know, it'd be great to go down to Irvine, Texas. You know, it'd be great to go to Irvine, Texas. You know, Mike is, you know, he's from Texas. We're both Cowboy fans. You know, he's like, it'd be great to go down there to Dallas, you know, and suit it up for the Cowboys. How great that'll be. And, you know, the thoughts came into my mind, but, you know, never having the ability to finish my high school career of playing like my senior year. I have dreams all the time about playing football. And it's like, it's crazy because I actually never run on the field in my dreams. It always gets to the point where I'm either in the locker room or getting dressed or talking about it or seeing the fans. And as soon as about to run on the field, something else happens in my dream. It's like something that, it always happens like that. But yeah, you're absolutely right.
Did you get the call from Bron saying, hey, I might want to do this?
I did not, but I know he got a contract from Jerry Jones that he framed and put in his office.
You know, I discussed this with Mav on an earlier episode, but I believe 2001 is the year you met MJ, and it was in Chicago. Talk about what that experience was like, please.
Bro, you have no idea, man. It's two things. It's two people that I've met in my life that's changed my life. Meeting my wife, that I've been with since 2002. And when I met Michael Jordan in 2001, you know what, let me throw Jay-Z on there too, because that was a huge moment for me too. But when I met Michael Jordan for the first time, I literally couldn't believe it was him. I couldn't believe it. Like, people, you know, I felt the dude looked like Jesus Christ to me. He looked like he was Black Jesus to me. Nobody could tell me anything different. When I was in Chicago, Maverick and I and our good friend G, they take us to hoops. I'm going there. And before they play, they say Mike always, you know, used to lift before they play. Mav know the story. So we walk upstairs and nobody told me that Mike lifted before he played. I don't know anything about lifting right now. I'm a high school sophomore. I don't know anything about lifting. We walk up there. The first person I see is Charles Oakley. You know, Oak being from Cleveland, dapped him up. I had seen Oak around the city a few times, you know. And Oak moved. And when he moves, Mike is sitting on the bench press. And I was like, oh my fucking God. I didn't think he was real, man. You don't understand. I didn't think Michael Jordan was real. I only thought he lived in the TV, either in games or commercials or Come Fly With Me on cassette tapes.
Wow, yeah.
I didn't think he was real. And when I saw him, I was like, if the man above would have took me that day, I would have lived a hell of a life. I swear to God. Have to see him like
for us to meet MJ was just like, that was the end of it.
That was the end of it. when I got back home to Akron and I told my boys, because they know how crazy I am about MJ. They was like, "No, you lying." I'm like, "Dog, I was not only did I see Mike, I was on the court with Mike, and I was like, I told you, like I said, if the man above would have took my life, then boy, I lived a hell of a life, man, after seeing Mike."
So this is your sophomore year in high school, correct?
It's my sophomore year. Yep,
Sophomore year, 2001. You're on the court with him. What's that experience like? I mean, shit, you're on the court with Black Jesus, as you said. Do you remember anything about that run?
Yeah, him and Antoine Walker was talking so much shit. I swear to God. Him and Antoine Walker was just talking so much shit back and forth. And, for me, when I got the opportunity, they didn't let me play for like the first hour. Because I'm like,
the young guy
I'm
had
16.
to sit there.
Yeah, the young guy, I'm sitting there just waiting my turn. And to be honest, I didn't even think I would even get the opportunity to play. And the only reason I played is because the guys that was in the league, after after an hour, some of them niggas get tired. They like, well, I'm done with this shit. Hey, young fella, hey, we need a fifth. You want to play? So for me to be on the court, at 16 years old, sophomore in high school with, my favorite player of all time, man, it was like, this can't be real, man. If you pinch me, man, I was like, please, I hope I don't wake up.
Yeah, I remember that game. It was a point in that game, it was like to 7 or whatever, just like a pickup. It was pickup. And Stackhouse was there, and Paul Pierce, and Penny was playing.
Ron Artest at the time.
Jamal Crawford, all the baby bulls, Eddie Curry. But Mike and Twan were like, they split them up. They were kind of the captains of each team, and they wouldn't stop. And Mike hit a game winner in the game, just like Bron said, with the foul. Same Utah foul doing the pickup.
Same thing.
It was like, yeah, that's why they pay me $33 million to do this. That's why they pay me $33 million. I'll never forget that.
There's a photo circulating, social media universe of you and Mike on the court. Do you know if that was that run? Is that camp maybe? Where the photo's from?
that is Santa Barbara. That is Santa Barbara. That's Michael Jordan's camp in Santa Barbara. We were on the same team then. I was a rookie.
You was a rookie in the league already?
Yeah,
okay.
I was a rookie in the league, and I went to Santa Barbara to MJ's camp, and we used to play around 9:00 p.m. The camp would end. He would let the kids watch like the first game around like 8:30, and then he'd have all the kids leave, and then we would stay along with the college kids that he would invite to the games as well, or to the camp, I should say. And we would get a good ass run in for about a good hour 15. And yeah, so I was on the team with MJ, and we didn't lose a game.
Bro, let me ask you, 17 years in, do you still enjoy just getting some pickup run in? Like if it's just like, let's meet up at a facility or a gym in the summer and let's just run, let's just get up and down a bit. You still enjoy that?
Yeah, hell yeah. It's so fun, man. Like, for us, when we get mid 30s, you start to get, close to 40 and, some of the guys are in their 40s. We know as ball players, the best conditioning is actually running up and down the court playing ball. When you're able to get 12, 13, 14 guys, sometimes 15 guys that say like, hey, let's show up to the gym. Let's get a good run in. Let's compete. Let's talk shit. Let's get some bragging rights for the day, maybe for the week, depending on who you're playing against. Mm-hmm. It's just the love of the game.
Hey, Mav, I don't know if you know this story, and Bron, I don't know if you remember it. It was probably 2 years ago. Bron comes to New York in the off season, and I asked you, Bron, I'm like, you going to play? You're like, nah, I'm in and out. I got to do something or whatever it was, whatever. And I think Melo had invited you to the run in the city, and you're like, I'm not going to go or whatever. We go out to dinner that night. I see your wheels turning. He's like, yo, P. I'm like, what up, Bron? He's like, you think Ronnie could send us some shorts tonight if I could make that run at 8 in the morning? I call Ronnie Feig from Kith. He sends someone from it, like his intern, his assistant, sends some shorts up to dinner like at midnight. And that's when you played in the Versace shorts.
I played in the Versace. I literally brought no basketball gear to New York to try to stop me from playing. Melo hits me like, yo, bro, we playing that Sky. If you come through tomorrow, we're going to get a good run in. I literally did not text him back until that night at dinner. I'm like, yo, what time y'all playing? And that's when I hit you, P. P sitting next to me at dinner. I'm like, yo, you think Ronnie can give me some shorts? Because I had no basketball gear. Like, I had nothing. I had Like seriously. And I was able to get a run in. Like literally the shoes that I played in, I didn't even have my orthotics in there, but it was some shoes that I had brought on the trip, and I knew that they would, they would last for the hour that I was going to be playing pickup ball. But when I found out they was hooping, I was like, man, I got to get a run in.
Mav, you and I, obviously, and you more than me, have had the incredible fortune of traveling, the world with LeBron in the off season for his global athlete tours. One of my earliest takeaways from, traveling with you guys was just how global the game of basketball was, right? I remember one time we were in Barcelona and we're on the bus and the little kids are throwing the diamond up, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we were like, I was just blown away.
Right.
How much of that credit do we give to Mike for making the game of basketball global?
If it's up to me, I would say it's Mike.
David Stern.
It's the NBA / David Stern.
Yep.
It's Nike. And it's USA Basketball. So Mike, David Stern / NBA,
Nike,
Nike and USAB. And thank God for Mike's parents, right? I mean, Mike's parents made him go take that meeting at Nike. That changed all of our world, right? If Mike doesn't end up at Nike, the stage isn't set for LeBron to do what he's been able to do with Nike. Nike doesn't take basketball as serious. They don't promote in the 92 Olympics the way they did. And Mike was the catalyst for that. And thank God for his parents. But Mike is number one on that list of spreading the game and the gospel globally. And
it's crazy that you're talking like that too, Matt. And we always talk about like how important timing is. Timing is everything.
Absolutely.
Like a lot of people, 92 was the first year that USAB decided to take NBA players. And Michael Jordan happened to be the greatest player in the world, and it's unbelievable. They come over there with Mike and Magic, and Bird, and Barkley and all these great personalities and all these great players, to play on this world stage and being in Barcelona, and representing the red, white, and blue. I mean, it was just such incredible timing for a moment in time that we will always remember. I mean, if someone say, what does dream team mean to you? You automatically already know. It's not. You think 92 Barcelona, Michael Jordan, the dream team, and it's incredible, man, what timing does.
One of the dopest things I've seen recently, I don't know if you've seen it, I'm sure you remember it though, Bron, is there's footage on social media as recent as like 2 weeks ago where you're in Beijing Olympics. I think Chris Bosh is at the free throw line and Kobe, may he rest in peace, is going at it with Luis Scola. Kobe's talking shit to him in Spanish, right? And the ref has finally had enough and he's like, Kobe, that's enough.
And he's on the verge of giving Kobe a technical.
And you jump in and you tell the ref, I got him, ref. And you're like, Kobe, let's hoop, man. Play ball. You remember that moment?
Listen, I had forgot about that moment until I actually seen the clip, because right now, we're playing a lot of, they're playing a lot of old games right now, either retro NBA games or a lot of USAB games and things of that nature. And now there's a lot of clips coming out. So, when I saw that clip, it came right back into my mind. I remember that because him and Luis Scola was going back and forth, back and forth. And one thing about it, it's two people you ain't going, you can't out shit talk and play. Meaning like, there's some people that you can't out shit talk or people can shit talk better than you, but sometimes their game don't match up to that. Mike and Kobe, they can shit talk and they can still be the shit, if that makes sense. They're going back and forth, but in international play, those referees, they don't want to hear that. It's all about it's literally about the sportsmanship of the game. Like they give you a T for just like if you just look at a guy the wrong way, like if I look at you like this, no refs to give you a technical for that. So I'm like, Cole, all right, now that's enough. Let's hoop. You know what I'm saying? And for me, for Cole, man, rest his soul, man, for him to have that respect in me, that he allowed me to do that, and he just locked back in. It's one thing about players and competitors and things of that nature. If you got guys around you that that work is hard, that commit is hard, if they say something to you, you're gonna respect it no matter what. And he respected that.
Mm-hmm. There's it's obviously been talked about in this doc and just in general about those practices in 92. Can you tell us a practice story of your Redeem team in 08 when you guys were getting after it? What were those practices like?
Man, what? Those like I've seen it all over with the 92 Dream Team, and they say, listen, the practices were harder than the games. That's absolutely true. When you're dealing with the 12 best players in the world, the practices is harder than the game. I don't want to say hard because, hard is what we like. We like hard practices. I mean, like competitive. These are the best times. It's me, it's Kobe, it's Wade, it's Melo, it's Dwight in his prime, it's CB, it's Bosh, it's Darren Williams, J Kidd. Like these games, we're in practice and we're literally like beating each other up to a point where Coach K and the coaching staff like, okay, bring it in because we still got a gold medal to win. If you remember, we the Redeem team, so we have no choice but to win gold. So we can't like literally kill each other in practice. But we used to go at it, man. Me, Kobe, we'd go at it. Melo and Kobe go at it. D Wade and myself would go at it. D Wade and Kobe go at it. CP and D Will, because at that point in time, people were saying, who's the best point guard in the league? Is it D Will or is it CP? They going at it, So it was a lot of battles, man. That's for sure.
You're the biggest student of the game I've ever been around. So I'm not going to put you on the spot and ask you what the result is. But I do want to ask you, have you in your mind played what those matchups potentially could have been 92 versus the 08 team? In your mind, have you thought about what that could look like? Yeah,
absolutely. And I've talked about it a lot with Mav too. And one thing about the 92 team, they had a lot of grown ass strong men. Like those guys be lifting cars. Like you ever see the strongest man?
The strongest man,
the strongest man competition on ESPN. Charles, Malone, Ewing, those guys, David Robinson, those guys are like brute strong, But one thing about the 08 team, we got a lot of wiggle to our game. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of wiggle. So, we might get beat. We might get, killed on the glass if shots, but I feel like it ain't going to be a lot of shots missed anyways because of these two teams. It's too many shot makers. So, you know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be a lot of missed shots. There's a lot of shot makers in this game. So, it definitely been a hell of a game. I look at, J Kidd, matched up because our starting lineup was J Kidd, it had been J Kidd versus, Magic, and then Kobe versus MJ, myself versus Scotty, Melo versus Barkley, Dwight versus Pat. I think it did Pat or did David Robinson start at the 5?
That's a good question. I can't remember. They might have swapped.
They might have swapped. One of them swapped. You know what I'm saying? So, when you look at that 5-for-5, it's a good match because we bring Barkley out of the paint, because Melo could shoot the ball extremely well. But we also got to make sure we help Melo because Barkley led the 92 team in scoring.
Yeah. He going to put that ass on you.
Yeah. So, what I'm saying? So we got to account for that. I feel like MJ and Kobe, we gotta, they're gonna have their own little game in between the game. MJ and Kobe gonna have their own little game. It ain't gonna be 5-on-5. It's gonna be 1-on-1, 4-on-4.
With them two guys, you're gonna need a stick to break them up. Hey,
right. Exactly. You gonna need a stick. You gonna be like, hey, man, this is 5-on-5, man. This ain't Jordan versus Bryant, like the old video game. This is 5-on-5.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? So, but it'd have been a hell of a game, though. That's for sure. Because we all competitors, man. You got the best 24 players in the world, guys who won championships, guys who pride themselves on being the best in the world. And, it'd have been great. It'd have been great. That's for damn sure. I don't know who would have won, man. I'm going to pick us, obviously, because I'm on that team. But when you got so many great players, man, you never know. You give whoever got the ball last could win the game.
Yep.
Speaking of competitiveness, one of the things that, we kind of got tipped off on, and they said that Mike was a little concerned on how he might be portrayed, because of his competitiveness. And the thing that jumped out the screen was obviously like his leadership style. There's obviously a bunch of different ways that you lead. And I know you pride yourself more than anything on being a great teammate and leading. What's your style of leadership, Bron?
Everybody is different. Like, MJ and Kobe's approach to being leaders is different from my approach. Magic and Bird's approach is different from Kobe and Mike. Kareem and Magic, while they was two teammates at the same time, their approaches are different to how they lead their teammates.
Yeah, and I would say, Brian, I talked about this. I agree with him. It's all different ways to approach leadership or who's going to be the leader of the team. One thing for sure, it's all about the process that you have to go through to get to that result. And everybody everybody wants to win. Like when you're a type A personality, or most people who get to the level of playing NBA basketball have at some point or at this point in their, they want to win. I mean, what the hell else are you doing it for?
Right.
So I agree with Bron that everybody's style is different. But me, I'm never going to be as a player, like I'm never going to be the best player. Me and Bron were going back and forth. I could have got down with Michael's style, absolutely though.
What? Absolutely.
I could have played with him and been a teammate and let him lead the team, because it's like, I know it's clear what his motive is, and I'm on board with that motive. I want to win also. From day one, we know if I am joining a team with Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant or LeBron James or Magic Johnson or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar or Larry Bird, the mission is to win a championship. So if I am not on board with that, then I probably as a free agent to try and find another team to play with.
Right.
So I'm good with Michael berating me, pushing me, pulling me, LeBron style, Magic style. I'm good with it because I want to win. So I wouldn't have never complained about Michael's thing, because like Michael said, I want to win. So I'm cool with it.
Sometimes I wish I was, a golfer. Sometimes I wish I was a tennis player, where I challenge myself, because I know at the end of the day, I'm going to put the work in. I'll go 24, 48, 96 hours without sleeping, because I'm training my body, my mind, my soul on winning at all costs.
Definitely part of my favorite part of the last two episodes was, to LeBron's point, what he's talking about is what we call it, and LeBron, I've talked about the process of winning. And the biggest part of it, Michael is the king and mastered, which is, and LeBron is right up there with him. Michael is always in tune with, I am here and I am solely focused on winning a title. So what does that mean? That means everything I do, like the song says, every step I take has to be towards a championship. So when you see this, you watch the game and you see Michael in the huddle, chaos is going there. The Jazz is game 6, the thing, and Michael can instantly in his brain recall a play from 2 or 3 games ago and whisper, think about the things he did. He recalls a play that happened 2 or 3 games ago. He then this is all happening at light speed. He then goes, oh shit, the cameras are on me. He knows that without even seeing. Cameras are 100 yards away from him, but he knows it's me. It's a tight game. The camera's on me. So he covers his mouth and whispers to Steve, Steve, when Stockton comes, be ready. He knows that's Stockton's play from 2 games ago. Steve even admits it, and you see it. Steve says, Mike, if he comes, I'm going to be ready.
I'm ready.
He doesn't realize Mike is like, yo, I'm whispering to you on purpose, bro. Like Mike is so locked in and so concerned with the process of being a champion. Nothing matters. And he can recall shit in his brain. Just like when he gets to steal on Malone, you see him say, I know they were going to run their favorite play. Of course they're going to run their favorite play.
Knowing what we know now about Mike, his commitment to winning, his leadership style, would you have loved to play with Mike and be a teammate of Mike?
Man, what? Absolutely. And I could care less about how great Mike was and how transcendent he was as a personality, as a person, but just his drive. And I know me personally, the way I play the game, where it comes to like team first, I just feel like, my best assets work perfectly with Mike. Mike is an assassin. Mike is an assassin when it comes to that, playing the game of basketball, scoring the way he scored the ball, my ability to pass, my ability to read the game, plays in advance. And then just taking the challenge. Like, I love when a teammate come to me and challenge me and tell me, okay, all right, come on now. All right, 6. When I was in Miami, D-Wade used to be like, all right, 6, let's go. T. Lue used to challenge me a lot when I was in Cleveland. He'd be like, all right, Brown, nigga, what you waiting on? You know what I'm saying? And I just see that from Mike. And, I just feel like our games was just a perfect correlation to be able to just be successful. I see the things that Pitt was able to do with Mike. I just think it would have been a whole nother level, and Pitt was one of my favorite players growing up along with, Penny Hardaway. Those were my three favorite players. It was like Penny Hardaway, MJ, and Pitt. I just think it would have been a whole nother level, with me being that point forward, alongside him during those Chicago runs.
We've seen all 10 episodes of The Last Dance. Bron, you've played 17 NBA seasons, which sounds insane to say, right?
It is insane. It is.
If you could pick one season from your career to document, which season would it be and why?
If I had one season to document, wow. I mean, that's not fair. That's like asking me to pick one Drake or one Jay-Z album. I don't know. It'll either be year one. Year one, because it's everything that sets it up. And it goes back to what Mav said about the process. Year one is the beginning of the process. And to have a camera follow me around my rookie year, to see me making the adjustment. If you remember, I went from 27 games as a high school senior to now playing 82 games as an NBA professional. So to have the emotions, the ups and downs, the ins and outs, and people will say, why is it not, the second year in Miami when you won a championship, your first ever championship, or the 2016 when you won a championship back in Cleveland? Yes, those were great years, but those years don't happen without year one. When you're building a house, there's no house ever built without you laying that first foundation down. So I would say my first year on just seeing how I was reacting to every road trip, every plane, trip on the road, every bus ride, when I was home and, having a newborn, my rookie year, Bronny was born, I'm 18 years old, so, those things is what really set me up to be the player, the man, that I am today. So I would say my rookie year.
Bringing it full circle, talk about your rookie year. You talk about having a newborn. And now we talk about year 17. You have your son, Bronny, that's a, freshman in high school going through, if there's literally no one in the world better, for him to be able to go to and the things he's experiencing and about to experience. What's that process been like for you with him, man? Man,
it's been fucking unbelievable. You hear me talk about when I say how I met Michael Jordan? You see how enlightened, how crazy I get about talking about Michael Jordan? That's exactly how I feel about raising my family, raising my kids, and having my firstborn being Bronny, being in the position that he is today, playing the game that he loves. It's not one time that I ever asked my kids, do y'all want to play basketball? It was just in them. And to see Bronny where he is today, to see Bryce where he is today, to see Zuri where she is today, to be able to raise them, is nothing that Bronny will ever see that I've never been a part of. He literally has a Super Contra cheat code, unlimited ammo. If he wants it. We all know kids. Kids, they won't come to you and ask you for that. They won't ask for advice. They won't ask for advice. But the one time that they come to you, Bronny has a Super Contra unlimited ammo cheat code. As far as this is what you will see, you will not be surprised because I can give it to you, but then it's up to you to go across that road.
It's time for our closing segment called No Bullshit.
We keep it real. Shit.
We keep it real on a topic not covered in the doc.
I've been keeping it real this whole time. What you mean?
Absolutely. That's all you do. That's all we do. So the one thing on everyone's mind, man, the topic this week is the 2020 NBA playoffs.
Right.
Obviously, it's public knowledge. There was a conference call last week. You and a couple of players, you came out, I believe, on Twitter, and mentioned that, the season's not over. No one's giving up on it. You guys are still trying to figure it out. What insight can you give us on where things are at right now?
Yeah, I mean, no, definitely not giving up on the season. Not only, myself and my teammates, the Lakers organization, we want to play. It's a lot of players that I know personally, that want to play. And obviously, you know, we don't never want to jeopardize the health of any of our players or any of the players' families and so on and so on. This is a pandemic that we have no idea. We can't control it. And we're going to listen to the people at the hierarchy that's been following this pandemic, following the numbers, following the data and everything that goes on. But, you know, we've been seeing a lot of sporting events, you know, UFC, you know, soccer, you know, we're hearing baseball about to get going a little bit. You know, I want to get back to playing. I love to play the game of basketball. I know how inspiring, you know, the game of basketball is. I know how inspiring sport is itself. So, you know, as soon as possible, you know, when we can get back out there, we love to bring the game of basketball back to our fans, man, because, you know, as a fan myself, you know, I know we all miss it. And I would be sitting here lying if I said we don't. We all miss the game of basketball, man. It's just, it's done so much for all. You're seeing it right now with The Last Dance. You're seeing it. It's firsthand of how the game of basketball just assembles everybody. So hopefully this 2020 season can continue sooner than later.
I know we need sport back in our lives, all of us. As human beings, sport matters for a multitude of reasons, whether, you know, it's joy, it's seeing people compete, it's seeing people who you thought couldn't do it. I think obviously in dealing with this pandemic, you know, the total global population, all of us, is all humans are dealing with the same thing. It's probably the first time in our lives that every single human on the planet is dealing with the same issue. Someone said something to me that was so insightful. They said, in this moment, there's never been a time where every human being on the planet is a victim, and every single human being on the planet is a suspect. We're all victims. We're all suspects.
That's a fact.
So, you know, what works or doesn't work, I think a lot of us are still unsure. We know, but sport and basketball being a global sport, we need it back. And I think the idea of a comeback, that as Americans, America has always come back. And as humans, globally, we've always come back in sport. You know, obviously LeBron was a part of one of the greatest comebacks in sports ever. Coming back is a thing that is instilled in you as an athlete. You always believe you have a chance to come back until the clock says 0, 0, 0. And then when you lose, you still like, we can come back and win the next game, the next season, the next tournament. So I think we need basketball, we need sport to instill that feeling of joy and movement and come back into us.
Yeah, I mean, just to piggyback what Mav just said, PR, man, the comeback story is always the greatest story. You know what I'm saying? Anytime someone say, I'm back, as we seen in the Jordan doc or Last Dance doc, I should say, you know, the comeback story and how they can prevail, you know, when they come back. So, you know, me being a profession of basketball and understanding how much the game of basketball has transcended people's lives, not only here in America, but all over the world. Like you said, we talk about the 92 Dream Team in Barcelona, all the way to the 2008 team in Beijing. You know, this is a world game, and you got so many people from all over the place, you know, that wants to see the game played. So with that said, hopefully we can be back.
No better way to end the show, man. LeBron, Mav, thanks for joining me here on WRTS,
Thank you,
the
guys.
after party. For sure.
I appreciate it, man.
Hey, man, to the audience, thank y'all for rocking with us. And please be sure to subscribe right here on the Uninterrupted YouTube channel. For podcast listeners, head to Uninterrupted's WRTS feed, available wherever you get your pods. Bron, hopefully next time we see you, it's in that Laker purple and gold uniform,
hopefully I'm doing that Laker, that purple and gold. I'm like this.
For sure. All right, guys, peace.
No love.
WRTS After Party.